This is ridiculous. I'm being falsely accused. Why would I try to harm the princess? She spoke in her defense, getting completely shocked when she got confronted by Jungkook. Just how you did in the past, years ago. You thought I will let those men die that easily without making them open their mouths? You have forgotten that I'm not the king who ignored all your doings. She looked at him. Jungkook, I understand that you don't like me. You still think that I'm the reason for your uncle's death. But how can you even think that I can kill my own husband? And this time too, you are falsely accusing me. Neither I was wrong that time nor now. I have proof that you sent those men to attack on Ryan. How will you prove your innocence? He was fuming in anger even more when she was continuously denying it. She then looked at the king who was present there as well as the queen and Ryan too. Your Majesty, this is not true. Someone is trying to trap me. I would never do that. Appa, this time please don't let it go like every other time. You can't ignore the betrayer who is already present among us. Years ago she attempted to kill mother and now again it happened. There's no way she's going to stop. The king and the queen both were surprised because Jungkook never called him Appa, and this shows how badly he wants to listen to him. There was silence before the king looked at Liana. We gave you your respective place in this family. I have never discriminated in between your and my own son. After the tragic death of my younger brother, I took an oath to protect his family. I gave his position to your son because I didn't want to be called the king who took an advantage of his brother's death and kept everything by himself. I forgive all your past deeds, but you are still not at all grateful. You kept on disturbing the peace of this family, but now things have gone too far. She shook her head and then looked at the queen. Mison, why are you not saying anything? It's not true. I admit what I did in the past, but please stop them. The queen looked at her. She wasn't saying anything because now she found no reason to defend her. I forgive you after everything you did and still love you like a sister. If things go wrong, it can be forgiven as a mistake. But when you repeat them again and again, it's not a mistake but choice. Sorry Liana, but this time I can't defend you. I have no reason because this time you did an unforgivable sin. No, please, you can't do this to me. There's no use of pretending now. You'll get what you deserve. She came near you as she found you her last hope. Fine, please say something to Jungkook. I did not do that. I did not try to kill you. I never had those intentions. You take a glance at Jungkook who was looking at you only. He knew he can trust you. I don't even know you that well, Aunt Liana. I don't know anything about what you have done in the past, but I would expect you to speak the truth now. At least you'll live with less guilt after that. I'm sorry, Ryan. You looked at the king. Father, I believe that what she had done is considered unforgivable. Plotting against your own family members and trying to harm is such a shameful act, but we can give her a second chance, right? The king and the queen looked at each other while Jungkook seems to be disappointed with you. Do you even know anything? Not everyone deserves sympathy, not after repeating the mistakes again and again. Father, can we send her away from the palace instead of giving life imprisonment? She will definitely reflect on her act. It would be a great lesson after all she is a part of this family. He looked broken and betrayed. He never knew you will take a decision against him. You don't know the rules yet. A traitor is always a traitor and receives the same punishment. I just shared my opinion, Father. I will respect your decision, whatever it is. You didn't look at Jungkook because you were sorry for hurting him. You understand his desperation, but you handled the situation according to what you thought it should be. After a long silence, the king broke it. We all know that it was an unforgivable crime, but I will allow Ryan's order should be followed. Jungkook couldn't believe this. He felt betrayed. You shared a glance with him and saw how much anger was in his eyes. He left from there in anger while you looked down. You didn't mean to hurt him, but unintentionally he got hurt. The whole time Jungkook didn't come into the room, neither did you see him anywhere in the castle. You knew that now you have to perform the duty of a wife as well. You can't leave him feeling betrayed. This will only lead to develop hate in him against you. You get to know from the secretary that he's in the secret room. You asked him to lead you there, although he was hesitating at first because Jungkook strictly ordered to not let anyone come inside, but you insisted and he couldn't deny it. You entered inside and saw him standing in front of a fireplace. You should come out now, you said softly, and he turned towards you. Who opened the door when I strictly ordered to not let anyone in? Who has the guts to disobey me? He shouted in anger. Don't get furious on them. I told them to open it. He shifted his eyes on you. Oh yes, you. You're always there to do the opposite of what I say, right? That's what makes you a great princess, isn't it? You knew he's angry. Jungkook, I know you have so many complaints against me, but let me explain. Complaints? Why would I be having any complaints from you? Aren't you always right? Always superior with great self-respect? Don't you feel superior by always downgrading me? You shook your head. I've never think about that, nor I have any intention. Why would I do that? I know you wanted her to be in prison, out of our lives so badly, but that won't be enough for her. An exile would definitely make her reflect on her deeds. I just gave my opinion and let the king decide. Jungkook, there's no ego or superiority here. I still love you and respect you as a future king and as my husband as well. Don't think I won't bow in front of you because of my ego. No, I can bow a million times in front of my love. He chuckled. What actually the love is? Why can't I see it? He came near you. How can I believe that you even love me? His rage and anger was understandable. How hard it was for him to get to know about the real traitor. He did all this for you but ended up losing his decision and what he truly wanted. You took a few steps back before looking at him. There is selflessness in pure love. No ego, no pride, just pure love, and a woman always love and cherish the man who respects her. She is ready to even sacrifice her life for the one she loves and who respects her. You bent down and stood up on your knees before continuing. And I can prove it to you that my love is pure and strong, and there is no ego or hate I keep against you. You sat down and bowed in front of him, while he felt his stomach dropping. He never wants to make you bend on your knees or bow in front of him. You slowly lift up your head. It's not because I'm sacrificing my pride in front of you. It is to show that I love you and I will always. The soldiers stopped practicing when they saw the princess coming. What happened to all of you? Jungkook followed their eyes in the direction they were looking and saw you. You came near and stopped before smiling. All the soldiers stood straight and bowed at you. They greeted you in unison. Jungkook was only looking at you when your eyes met, and he was glad to see the smile on your face. Please continue your practice. I just came to pay a visit. I'm missing the training field. They all looked surprised. A soldier couldn't hold back his curiosity. Does your highness have used weapons? He pressed his lips together and looked down when the commander shot a glance at him. Of course, yes. Since childhood, I've spent my life in barracks. They were surprised and mesmerized by your multi-talents. Jungkook walked near you and gave you a sword that made you a little confused. Then how about a little warm-up? The maids behind you and the soldiers, everyone got shocked. You took the sword from his hand and smiled before looking at him. Sure, they all were worried because they know how great warrior Jungkook is, but then of course, she is his wife, so there's no need to worry. He would never harm her. You both entered the practice field. I'm holding a sword after months. Don't worry, I'll be gentle. You chuckled. I never said that I forgot to use the sword. You both bowed at each other before taking your positions. The king and the queen also came there and all eyes were on you. The queen looked at the king as seems a little worried, but the king passed her an assuring smile. Everyone was curious and desperate, plus their heartbeats were high. It begins slowly like a warm-up, but then Jungkook get to know that you are not easy and he wanted to see your full potential. He was already proud and amazed by you. The respect for you in others' hearts is raised even more. They couldn't believe you were fighting against a great warrior and still your moves were fine. You are good for real. You smiled. I told you. Then your swords crashed together and you both came near. Only the swords were keeping the distance between your bodies. You were having an intense eye contact with him while he seems to be lost in yours. Jungkook would never thought someone would actually make him fall in love with them. He gave up on his stubbornness and decided to accept this new feeling gracefully. Yes, he was in love with you. You knew he's lost in this moment, so you attacked on his sword, making it flew before falling on the ground at a distance, and then you brought the point of your sword under his chin. He was surprised. We could see a smile appearing on the king's face. Everyone was amazed and shocked. No one holds the power to defeat him, but he got defeated by his own wife. You smiled. A warrior should always be careful. Everyone started to clap, and that's the moment you stepped back and bowed as you felt a little shy. Jungkook was still looking at you. He has no regret losing against you. But what he did next was completely unexpected and no one has ever imagined, not even you. He took a step back, dropped on his knees before bowing at you. Your heart skipped a beat and eyes widened. Even the king and the queen were surprised. Jungkook lifted up his head before looking at you. You were standing still. He didn't even hesitate to bow at you in front of all these people. From today, at this very moment, I surrender myself to you, not because I'm weak, but because without you, I would have never found out that how strong and powerful love can be. Right from this day till death do us apart, we are a team. Whatever you lack, I got you. I promise you a better night. You need support? I'll be your backbone. I'll keep you motivated and at the top always. As long as you appreciate me and remain consistent, you don't have to doubt my loyalty from this very moment. I'm all yours. Tears filled in your eyes as well as others, but you didn't shed them. He got up and came near you before holding your shoulders gently. Today, I admit that yes, I love you. I will always respect you. The day finally came when you made him fall for you. You stepped back and bowed because why would only he does that when you equally love and respect him? And you are not just my love, but my king. I bow down to you, your love and leadership. The queen wiped her eyes. The king called you and Jungkook in the court. You both bowed at the king and the queen before looking at them. He called us father. He nodded and got up before coming near both of you. You really made us proud today, Vian. Never thought you were such a great warrior. You bowed at him again. And Jungkook, today you proved that you are ready to become the king and I have decided to retire because the public needs a king and queen like you. This was surprising and you both were not ready for this. You and Jungkook shared a glance with each other before he turned towards his father. It's overwhelming that you have thought we are eligible for this position, but father, the public still needs their great king, and we would be happy if you will rule until you can. We are here to take care of it after you. You nodded in agreement while the king was surprised, but then he proudly hugged his son. He knew he was going to leave this empire in right hands. The queen came near you and hugged you as well. Now we can die in peace. We know that we'll leave this kingdom in right hands. You smiled. Jungkook smiled and turned his face towards you. Now his heart skips a beat every single second when he looked at you. You were all calm and looking upwards with your eyes closed. Why do you love it so much here? You slowly lowered your face and looked at him. Because I think this is the place where I first made you crazy for me. He scoffed with a chuckle. You can't deny that. Of course you fell in love with me that day. He suddenly grabbed your hand and pulled you closer to him, making your eyes widen. He leaned closer to your face. I fall in love with you every single day, every single minute and second. You smiled, but the next second he pressed his lips against you, sending butterflies in your stomach. You kissed him back and wrapped your hands around his neck to pull him closer. You climbed on the bed, disturbing Jungkook from his sleep, and started shaking his shoulders. Get up! What happened to you in the morning? Why are you shouting? He said, opening his one eye. There's a lizard in the bathroom. Throw it away. He sat down and chuckled before looking at you. The great warrior princess is afraid of a lizard? Seriously? A mischievous idea popped up in his mind and he decided to tease you. That doesn't apply to insects. Now go and throw it away. Later, I'm sleepy and I have no intention to get up from the bed. He said, yawning, and again started to lay down, but you grabbed his elbow. Yeah, why are you doing this? Go and get her out. Please, please, Jungkook. He was smiling internally, finding you so cute, and he wants to stay like this for some time. Jungkook, stop it please. He looked at you, but then suddenly he grabbed you by your waist and flipped you before hovering above you. You were shocked. Let the lizard enjoy her time in the bathroom while we'll enjoy here. Your cheeks were red like a tomato. It was hard to hide your blush that your cheeks started to burn. Are you blushing? You cover your face with your hands, making him chuckle. Let me see how beautiful my queen looks when she blushes. What happened to you suddenly? Why are you acting all romantic? Don't blame me, it's all because of you and I'm loving it now and I will always be like this. He removed your hands and made you look at him. You look gorgeous. And then he pressed his body against yours, completely hiding you in his arms and started to kiss.